Good afternoon, Stampers. And yes, it's afternoon and not morning. I had my onstage at home this morning, had intended to record this yesterday to post this morning. And I was working on card ministry cards all afternoon and time got away from me. And then there was the awards night last night. So my apologies. I'm jumping on now during lunch break. So I can get this to you because it really is a really cool card. So I am Becky Hahn at beckystampingstudio.blogspot.com, and I try to post a video every Friday. I call it my Friday Fun Day Fun with Becky. This is my 7th week getting together with you and sharing a fun card with you. Today, and there's my blog address if you'd like to find me. I also have a host code. Next week we're having an awesome seasonal sale. All of our ink pads, card stocks, and dies in the annual catalog are on sale at 10, 15, and 20%. And if you see something here in a past episode that you would like to order, I would hope that you would contact me. Use my host code and order. I provide all of my dimensions. I don't sell my ideas or anything, so it'd be nice if you could support me by ordering from me. So today we're going to do something called a faux. Faux is French for fake, if you didn't know that. A faux sidestep card. And a sidestep card is one where we used to kind of cut and make a step version. And I looked all over the place, found my directions, which were very convoluted and complicated, but no samples. But I did find one I received as a birthday card, so I kind of wanted to show you, so you would truly appreciate how easy and simple and fun this is to do. What we used to have to do is we would lay it flat like this, and we'd cut it, and we'd score it, and we'd cut it, and we'd measure, and we'd end up with this side step thing. Now, this was actually a die that did this, but we used to do that all ourselves. So now we can do it simple, and it looks like a faux card. For this one that I'm going to show you today, I am using the classic Cloche Bundle, which I absolutely love. I love little villages and detailed things. And so this is the one I'm going to show you how to do today. It features the little village. And instead of using one of the shaker domes, which I will show you later, there's a shaker dome that works with this. It's very deep and a little more pricey, a little difficult to mail. So I wanted the effect of a dome using a window sheet. So I'll show you how to do that. So let's get started. Mine uses the classic Cloche Bundle. All of the stamps, this is a die, this is a stamp. What I also like about this is when you open it, you have a place for writing. The other side step cards are center step. They're center step as well. You have to flip it over and use the back. Okay, so let's get started. A faux side step. So here's what you're going to need to create this card. Now I have some other samples to show you as well, so stay tuned, of the side step card as well as using the cloche. So here we go. You are going to need a base, and in this case, I'm using Real Red, and it's 5.5 by 8. What I really do like about this card is it fits into a standard size envelope. Becky does not make cards that are oversized or too small. I always make something that fits into, what is it, an A2, A4. I'm terrible. Okay, so here's your base. In this case, it's Real Red. I used or chose the Tidings of Christmas Designer Series paper, which I have used in the past. I have used this neat piece. I love the colors. It's a little small print. And this is in the annual catalog, so you'll find it there. Not one of the items on sale. It's regular cardstock. So what you're going to need from the Tidings of Joy, or Tidings of Christmas, is you need a piece that's 7/8 by 5 1/4. This will go, this is the little strip on the base. That will go down here at the bottom. I'll kind of lay this out so you can see. And then this next piece that's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4 goes here. The step on this one, I have a piece on the step, and that is 2 3/4 by 4. I call this the step since it's a side step. And then there's a white Tidings of Christmas. I just put a little strip inside, and that is 3/8 by 5 1/4. So I have all those pieces cut. You will need, out of basic white, a 3 by 6 piece for the step. For this card, I'll show you 2 others. On the other 2, the step is the same color as the card. But this one, I decided to try something different and show it to you. There's a piece that's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. That goes here on the inside. Okay. There's a piece, you can just grab a scrap to cut the village. Okay, so you're going to stamp and cut that out. And then you need a scrap for the sentiment. Then I've used a couple of things from the Peaceful Place. That's the one that goes with the Peaceful Cabin. I'm not grabbing all of it, but I did want to show you what I ended up doing. Now, I love this piece. I've used it already. We're reaching the end of the season. I wanted white snowflakes, and oh, this has a little bit of silver snowflakes. So I've been cutting domes out of it to create a pretty background. So, yeah, of course, you've got something on the back, but I've been cutting domes. Another piece you could use, and I'm going to do just a little sample, is a little darker night with the snowflakes from the Peaceful Place. And then the little strip for the base of the dome, this is also from Peaceful Place. And it's kind of a wood grain. So I've used it in basic gray. I think that, oh, and then a window sheet. Remember I told you that I cut a window sheet? I don't leave my tissue on mine, so in order to find it, so you'll just cut a dome out of the window sheet. The dome has a little bell on top to pull it up if you want to use that, or you can ignore it, but I find I need it. Okay, so those are and the cloche dies. And so to make this card, and we're going to score those pieces right now, you're going to take the base first, and I'm going to get this less things to, okay, so this is the base, and I'm going to take the long side, and we're going to score, get that out of the way, at 3 inches, 6 inches, and 7 inches. Okay, so that's the base. And then this 3 by 6 piece, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. In my written directions, I have us constructing the whole base and then we're starting to work on the step. But since I am here, we're going to come in here along the 6-inch side and score at 4 1/4. Crease well. It felt like it almost cut there. Okay, so those are all in my directions, which is not PDF. It's a link in the comment section. Okay, so let's start with this base, and it's kind of an accordion fold. Okay, I had a bone folder here, and Sophie is having a cow. Now I made sure it was here, and now it's not. Never fails when I need it. All these folds always need a good bone folder. Okay, so it's an accordion fold first. Okay, and then this folds back. All right, now we're going to add the designer paper. You have the 7/8 inch strip. Now, my original directions, which came from Julie Davison, my original directions said a 3/4 inch strip. Hey, if I'm using designer paper, I want to see more of it and less of the cardstock. So we're going to put this down here. And then and this one is a directional paper, so you have to be mindful of that as you cut. And we'll put this. And you skip a spot, okay? Because this is going to fold like so, okay? And this is done. Then we're going to take the white step piece and fold it along there. Five swipe rule. I'm trying to teach that to my ladies at my care facility. Okay, and put that there. Okay, now we need to build our dome. And this is actually a 3-step stamp set. So let me show this to you. By 3-step, it's really neat. You have the detail. You can stamp the trees in a color, and I'll show you how I did that on one of mine. And then you have the buildings or the little village that can be stamped in a color. Yeah, you can go back with a marker, but these are photopolymer clear stamps, and so you can see to do these. Then there's also some birds, and you can stamp the greenery on it. And then this is the backs of the birds. So 1, 2, 3 again. And some really nice sentiments. You can stamp the dome instead of whatever. So what I have already done is I've stamped on a scrap piece of cardstock in black. One of mine I did in basic gray, so that works nice too. You could do it in navy, whatever color you want, because you aren't coloring. So because this is a winter scene, I am not going to add leaves or whatever. You could make it a fall scene. I think this could be used many, many seasons, many possibilities. It's not just for winter. So what's really neat is pick a color in your designer paper. And my apologies, I'm going to have to get in here to see. You could... I line up the windows. There we go. See? And you could use the Stamparatus. And all my buildings are now red. What's really neat is if you do the trees, and this looks really funky. This is the tree. You can see the shadows. It gives you a little shadow around the image, so it looks a little bit like a snowdrift. So we'll do that in a minute. And then I hopped over and I cut it out of the corresponding die, because what happens is this then is a little shorter than the actual dome. And in this one, we're seeing a little bit of the tree, but that's okay. So before I put this part together, and my dog's having a cow. Yeah, you're just going to have to wait, Sophie. I tried to take you out earlier. I'm using a little Wink of Stella. You can use whatever you'd like. I'm picking up a little bit of the red, so I kind of have a pink snow. That's kind of fun. Okay, and then you can put in snowdrifts. Oh, really? Okay. But that didn't bleed on my other one. That's how it goes. So then I'm going to put some adhesive on this. Notice that it kind of bells out. This is called a cloche. Again, it's kind of a French word. For those of you who don't know, I taught French. I speak French fluently. And so cloche means bell. I saw a card where someone did make this into, you know, a ringing bell. Okay, so there's this. I cut out the base out of the wood grain, silver. I did like... All right, so I have my clear piece of acetate. What I did is, it's always hard to determine how to attach acetate and vellum to a project. So what I did is on my silicone mat, craft mat, I put it so, maybe you can't see that. So my adhesive is partially on the bell. Maybe you can pick it up there. The rest of it's on the mat. And so then I'm going to pick this up. And attach that to the bottom. And then I'm going to run it again, about half. And now I'm going to attach the base. Ta-da! You've got your cloche, your little shaker card without the shake. You could still put a few things in here if you wanted to, but I chose not to. Okay, so now we finished building the card. This then is just the right width for this to go on. Like so. I've tied a bow out of our sheer red ribbon. Didn't pick it up. Now this holds the dome and the piece to get the acetate together, the window sheet. So that kind of helps that along. And so there's my side step. So what we do to put this on is you're going to need tear tape. Flip it over. I'm working on the wrong side. I actually told you or suggested that you put this on before you build your front. I was thinking that the front was an actual dome. So this lays pretty flat. Okay. This is pressure sensitive. This is again where I'd like all my tools have rolled. Here it is. Okay. Really should have taken the bottom one off first. Now, just because I have mine on one side, okay, you could make it center, but I put this one on the right. You're going to put that tear tape so it runs flush along the bottom, like so. Then you're going to close the card and then remove this and then close this top. And there you have your fake or faux side step card. All right, let's finish this up. I stamped the words from the set in a piece of white and fussy cut around it. You could cut a label, and I'll show a couple where I have, but that takes a lot of space and hides the paper. Then on the inside, I left this piece separate. Okay, so this gives you an opportunity to write a message. On some of the inside of my cards, I've been using some of the border dies. We've got some really pretty ones this season. This time on these, I just decided, because we don't have a lot of writing area, to just cut, this is only 3/8, and put it across the bottom. And I saw on my other one and did not grab the warmth, joy, happiness. I stamped on the inside of this one, if you'd like to do that. Otherwise, you can just leave it and you've got your faux sidestep card. Okay, so this is the one with the basic cloche. Let me show you a couple others. Here's a recent one I did using the colors that are in the Whimsy and Wonder paper. This has a really neat holly version. It's Mossy Meadow with the berries in polished pink. And so this is made the same. She's looking up. And I've added some vellum, shimmer vellum. It has the in colors. I was trying to figure out something other than the regular paper. And so we have shimmer vellum, which I have used under this tree. And I glued pieced together and stamped Joy. This is actually stamped in Mossy Meadow and then cut out with a small die. Oop, I'm missing a rhinestone. These I colored with the polished pink blend. And yeah, I'm missing one. And then I put one on each tree. The polished pink bow. Inside is the same, different color. Now I have seen this done with like the tall tree, adjusting this center step or this side step. Then it doesn't go in a card. Remember I said I like mine to go into a standard card, so I adjusted it. This is a fun set. I like this anyway. And my original one that I saw was done with our Eden's Garden. And so this is stamped directly on a piece of white rather than designer series paper and whatever. I used a little label here as well. Punched with our trio, punched the corners. And there, see, here's one where I did use a pretty border along the bottom. Okay, so those are side step cards. So then, as far as the cloche is concerned, the bell, here's one I've done with the little village that I saw on Pinterest. And I wanted to show you how I did the little village inside with that 3-step just really quickly. Okay? And so you stamp, and mine is actually stamped, this is the one that was stamped in the basic gray. And then for the trees, they are just a light blue. We've got snow here in Iowa today, and it's really rather pretty. I guess I'm ready. Balmy blue is a little bright. That's the color in the paper. This is the Euro Peach paper. I'm going to remove ink. And then I'm going to, and you can see just where this needs to go. It's not going to have a whole lot of color, I can see. So there's all the trees, but can you see where it gives you some little snow drifts on the edges of the roofs, which I think is really cute. Okay, and then the back of this card is Pacific Point, and so shame on me. I don't have my cleanup pad close by either, do I? Okay, well, we'll see. It's a good thing it's a sample. I'm going to ink this up in Pacific Point. That was a little bright. Going to stamp, remove, and then come and again, I apologize for my head. And there's your 3-step village. Isn't that fun? I just really, really like that. I think that's so pretty, so fun. So that's a possibility. There's also, as far as creating things, I cut a dome out of that snowflake paper because whenever I start cutting things, there are a ton of little trees in this package or in this die set. I thought you could add, there's a tree. You could build a little scene and maybe cut one off. Look how tiny some of this is. Soft succulent, and you could just add a few trees, maybe a bigger one of this, and you could create a little snow scene. We have all kinds of shaker things. This one is the snowflakes and sequins that we had last year that are still available. So let me, and the base also is detailed. You can cut it out. See, I keep all these pieces. Never sure what color I want. The pieces can be cut out, or you can be very careful and leave them in, and that makes, well, in fact, I have it on this one, if you can see it. It has the detail in the base on that. Okay, slide those over to the side. This has a dome. Here's one done with the birds under the dome. This then has our new sequins from this year. Silver sequins, I think is what it's called. There's some snowdrifts you can put here. There's the trees. So there's all kinds of, I just used the strip here. Actually, I think in my village here, I don't know if you can see it or not, there is an extra snowdrift that I added there too. Gives it dimension. If you didn't have something on top, you could pop it up with dimensionals. I also used the dome with my little penguin and put in some of the sequins. I also have made something with the sweets and treats. It's another set in the mini catalog that uses the dome. It's got a pedestal, pumpkin pie for like Thanksgiving, figgy pudding or plum pudding for the holidays, but I liked it because you can also make birthday card things. And the paper was colored from the celebration paper. And then here's one where it's just stamped with that set using the candy apples. So I like to share with you some other ideas, give you some inspiration. If you find something that really trips your trigger and you'd like to order, again, here is my host code. I hope you will give a side step card a try and share your successes with me. If you have any questions, I do try to respond as soon as I see those. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. Bye.